to throw you to the wayside.
Yeah. I mean, it just once you get around someone, you be looking up to these people so bad, and like, once you get around, they don't be what they say they, what they portray to be.
What set you off that you was like, I gotta do that?
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me.
In the least amount of fights, you know, I didn't have to have 70 fights, or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Ahead of Gervonta "Tank" Davis's highly anticipated fight against Rolando "Rolly" Romero, tensions have escalated as Floyd Mayweather has reportedly become involved in Romero's training camp. Davis, who once considered Mayweather a mentor, expressed feelings of betrayal, particularly after Mayweather questioned his loyalty. With the fight drawing near, Mayweather's unexpected involvement has added a layer of drama, sparking speculation about his true motives in the boxing world. In a recent interview, Davis opened up about his relationship with Mayweather, revealing that he felt increasingly betrayed over time. During the discussion, the host highlighted how individuals in positions of power often create opportunities for others, but primarily for their own benefit. Once that person is no longer useful, they are often cast aside. While the host clarified that he wasn't directly accusing Mayweather, he emphasized that this pattern is common in such high-stakes environments, drawing parallels to his own experiences. The situation has only intensified the intrigue surrounding the fight and Mayweather's role in the sport.
In the world, he came and got Tank, and it's like, yo, that's what we needed when they talking to Baltimore. And like as time go on, again, I have no idea, you correct me at any time, but we see like just little back and forth between y'all two. And again, I have no idea, bro, so you can always stop me or correct me, we can, whatever. But I'm looking at like, it's crazy how people can put you in opportunities, right? But and I don't want to misspeak, but it just seems like, it's because I've experienced that people can, and maybe not with Floyd, so let me just preface that. It's like people can put you in opportunities because they can, but it's all to help them out. And then when you're not useful for them no more, they want to throw you to the wayside.
I mean, it just...
Tank responded by reflecting on how getting close to someone you once admired can reveal their true character. He explained that the image you hold of them in your mind often doesn't align with reality, which can lead to disappointment and pain. Davis admitted that this realization was difficult for him, but it ultimately motivated him to forge his own path and take control of his career independently. The experience, though hurtful, became a driving force for him to stand on his own and make decisions for himself.
I mean, it just once you get around someone, you be looking up to these people so bad, and like, once you get around, they don't be who they say they is or who they portray to be. Damn near like just a letdown. So you be more so hurt, you know. So it's like I just go my own way, like I do my own thing and things like that. So that's more so like that's what it was, and that's cool. It's just like you just don't vibe with like what they on, and that's, you know. I mean, I've been in a situation where though, like, you know, I was in a lose-lose situation. Now, what came out still on top.
With Floyd? You said, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
Just a situation that he put me in, you know, make me.
Tank went on to explain that his situation with Floyd felt like a lose-lose scenario for him. When asked to elaborate, he recalled a pivotal moment early in his career, his first world title fight at just 21 years old. At the time, he had a record of 16-0 but hadn't fought in 7 to 8 months and was earning only around $10,000 per fight. Being kept inactive for so long put him at a significant disadvantage, leaving him vulnerable to losing. Tank hinted that Floyd may have intentionally placed him in that tough position, possibly expecting him to fail. Despite the odds, Tank managed to overcome the challenge and emerged victorious. His comments suggest that he believes Floyd viewed him more as a business asset than a true protege, setting him up for situations that could have derailed his career. This experience solidified Tank's resolve to take full control of his own path, rather than depending on others to guide his journey. It became a defining moment that shaped his mindset and reinforced his determination to succeed on his own terms.
What came out still on top.
With Floyd? You said, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
Just a situation that he put me in, you know, make me. make me lose, but he thought I was gonna lose.
You talking about like a boxing match or?
Yeah, boxing match.
Ooh, if you don't mind. If you don't want to, it's fine.
Pedraza. Joseph Pedraza, my first world title. I was 16-0. I was 16-0. 16-0. And I was 21 at the time. And I haven't fought in like 7 or 8 months. And around that time, I wasn't making that much money. I probably was making like $10 a fight. So 6 months is crazy to not fight, you know. So when they came back and it was like, all right, you gotta fight. He was like, you gotta fight this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. If you don't fight him, you're not fighting. You're sitting on the shelf. So I had to fight him. In the midst of all that happened, I got evicted. I had to sell my jewelry. So now, and remind you, I'm letting the boxers that you talking about, I'm putting them on game.
Tank initially trusted Floyd Mayweather completely, following his advice without question. Their relationship was rooted in trust, with Floyd guiding him through the early stages of his career. However, over time, things began to shift. The two eventually had a falling out, and their once strong bond became strained. Today, Tank no longer seeks Floyd's guidance or follows his advice as he once did. The tension between them escalated further when Floyd was seen supporting Lamont Roach's camp ahead of Tank's upcoming fight. Tank felt betrayed, questioning why his former mentor would align himself with someone he was preparing to face in the ring. This wasn't the first time Tank had been frustrated with Floyd's actions. He also took issue when Floyd offered advice to Frank Martin before Tank's fight with him, which made Tank feel like Floyd was no longer in his corner but instead backing his opponents. As the fight against Roach approaches, Floyd's involvement has added another layer of drama. Fans are left wondering whether Floyd's actions were intentional or if he no longer considers himself part of Tank's team. Regardless, Tank has made it clear that he doesn't appreciate Floyd's behavior. The once strong connection between them appears to be beyond repair, and Tank is now focused on moving forward without Floyd's guidance. He's determined to prove that he can dominate the boxing world on his own, showing that he doesn't need Floyd in his corner to succeed.
He just gave me good, great words. He was telling me just stay calm. I always like to listen to Floyd when it comes to big stages like this, because he's the only one that been in my shoes and been like in these type of fights. You know what I mean? So I always try to stay close to Floyd when stuff like this happens. You know what I mean? Just to keep me humble and, you know, like have me on the right track. You know what I mean? So I always appreciate Floyd for being in my corner, having my back. Always, you know what I mean? So as always, there'll be love for Floyd Mayweather.
All right, as we get ready to let...
In the past, when Tank was still under Floyd Mayweather's promotion, Floyd also trained Frank Martin, who would later become one of Tank's opponents. This move raised eyebrows, as Floyd was expected to be fully focused on guiding Tank's career, yet he was simultaneously working with a potential rival. At the time, Tank didn't question Floyd's actions, maintaining complete trust in his mentor. However, in hindsight, it now appears that Floyd may have been setting up challenges for Tank rather than offering him unwavering support. This dynamic has led Tank to reflect on whether Floyd's intentions were truly aligned with his success or if he was being positioned for tests that could have jeopardized his rise in the sport.
Young fighters, he loves to embrace guys, so what was being around talking to Floyd? Like, what has Floyd taught you about fighting, and has it made you a better fighter? Because he could tell me all day to do that shit he does. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what does being around a guy like Floyd do for you?
He could tell you, go run at 2 in the morning. You know, go do it when, cause 9 times out of 10, we know your opponent sleep at that time. So go run at 2 in the morning and go give yourself a mental edge, you know, like, cause you know you out there working every night at 2 in the morning running. That's a lot of the times your opponent sleep. You know, it could be little things that'll take you to the next level. You know, that Floyd, a person like Floyd, like if he tell you that, you gonna take a lot of heave to it, and it's gonna give you a different type of motivation when you doing it. He could show you something, you know, and it could be the same thing. You know, you might not be able to do it like him, but just it coming from him, it'll give you like a different type of like feel about yourself.
Frank Martin openly shared how Floyd Mayweather's advice played a crucial role in motivating him ahead of his fight. Known for his strategic brilliance, Floyd provided Martin with key insights that elevated his preparation and confidence in the ring. Martin praised the guidance, calling it invaluable and saying it gave him a fresh perspective and an edge during the fight. However, Tank viewed the situation differently. He noticed that Floyd wasn't just offering general advice, he was sharing strategies that Tank himself had used in his own fights. This led Tank to suspect that Floyd might have wanted him to lose by equipping Martin with the tools to counter his style. This incident further strained the already tense relationship between Tank and Floyd. Tank had once trusted Floyd implicitly, following his advice without hesitation. But over time, their bond had deteriorated. Seeing Floyd provide strategic tips to a potential opponent made Tank question Floyd's true motives. It no longer felt like simple mentorship, it felt personal, as if Floyd was actively working against him. Tank no longer sees Floyd as an ally or someone in his corner. Instead, he's chosen to move forward independently, no longer relying on his former mentor. He's come to understand that loyalty is rare in boxing, and even those who once supported him may not always have his best interests at heart. Now, Tank is focused on proving himself without Floyd's guidance, determined to dominate the ring on his own terms and show that he doesn't need anyone else to secure his legacy.
I'm from Baltimore, he's not from DC. That's what I learned. I thought he was from DC too. DC my second home. I've been coming up here since I was 9 years old, even younger. So I'm not really trying to get in his personal business. Probably just showing him that, you know, I could do anything, especially in your backyard.
You gonna feel all this shit we gotta do? Look, hey Tank, we gonna go 35 for 12.
Many years ago, legendary champion Marvin Hagler remarked that it's hard to get up and do road work at 5 a.m.
From the very beginning, Floyd Mayweather played a pivotal role in Tank Davis's career. He brought Tank into his team, guided him, and helped mold him into the champion he is today. Floyd provided Tank with opportunities, advice, and exposure that many fighters only dream of. In return, Tank remained loyal, always following Floyd's guidance and trusting that Floyd had his best interests at heart. Their relationship went beyond boxing. It was built on mentorship, respect, and a shared vision for success. However, over time, the trust began to erode. The real issue isn't simply that Floyd has worked with other fighters, it's that he has seemingly positioned himself against Tank. Supporting Frank Martin was one thing, but actively giving him strategic advice, knowing he could one day face Tank, made Tank question Floyd's intentions. It no longer felt like mentorship, it felt like betrayal. The breaking point came when Floyd got involved in Lamont Roach's camp ahead of Tank's upcoming fight. For Tank, this confirmed that Floyd was no longer in his corner. It wasn't about helping young fighters grow, it was about working against someone he once called his own. That's what stung the most, not just that Floyd was training others, but that he was equipping opponents with the tools to defeat him. Tank once saw Floyd as a mentor, someone who would always have his back. Now, he realizes he has to stand on his own. He's no longer seeking Floyd's guidance or expecting loyalty from him. What truly upsets Tank isn't the loss of a mentor, but the realization that the man who once supported him is now working against him. This betrayal has reshaped Tank's perspective, pushing him to forge his own path and prove that he can succeed without relying on anyone else.
You're backed by arguably one of the greatest of all time, right?
What are we rating ourselves on? What are we rating on?
Okay.
What we want to know, in the least amount of fights, you know, I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
On a recent podcast, Tank Davis opened up about his frustrations with Floyd Mayweather, shedding light on what he believes many people fail to see behind the scenes. Tank emphasized that Floyd isn't simply mentoring other fighters, he's actively working against him. According to Tank, the public only sees surface-level interactions, but behind closed doors, Floyd has been making moves that feel like direct attacks on his career. Tank explained that this isn't just about Floyd supporting other boxers, it's about Floyd positioning himself in ways that seem calculated to undermine him. Whether it's offering strategic advice to Frank Martin or involving himself in Lamont Roach's camp ahead of Tank's fight, it all feels deeply personal. Tank believes Floyd is intentionally going out of his way to oppose him, though many fans and insiders don't fully grasp the complexity of the situation. During the podcast, Tank made it clear that he's no longer seeking Floyd's support or approval. The days of blindly following Floyd's advice are over. He's now fully aware of what's happening and is determined to move forward on his own. While Tank acknowledged that Floyd played a significant role in his early career, he stressed that the loyalty they once shared no longer exists. Tank also hinted that there's more to the story than what the public knows. He suggested that if people paid closer attention, they'd see how Floyd has been subtly working against him. Though he didn't reveal everything, his words made one thing crystal clear: Tank feels betrayed, and he's done pretending everything is fine. Now, he's fully focused on his career, determined to prove that he doesn't need Floyd's backing to remain at the top of the boxing world.
Now, how are you feeling? We're pretty close. We're pretty close to it. How are you feeling right now?
I feel good, man. Feel good. Getting close, and somebody like Lamar is like fighting somebody like, it's gonna feel like the amateurs type of vibe, like.
Okay.
You feel me? Not the no, the only thing I said the amateurs because I fought him before when I was coming up.
Okay.
Type of vibe. So I feel though it's gonna be a good fight. I'm excited. He's coming with his people and things like that. He's
in the amateurs. He said he beat you in that.
He didn't beat me. No, he didn't beat me.
Okay.
It's gonna show much first.
Tank Davis didn't hold back during his recent remarks, stating that Floyd Mayweather doesn't seem to grasp how close Tank is to surpassing him. According to Tank, Floyd is aware of his rise but refuses to accept that he's just one step away from reaching his level. Instead of supporting him, Floyd appears to be working against him, as if trying to slow down his ascent. Tank acknowledged Floyd's legendary status in the sport but emphasized that times change. He believes he's on the brink of claiming the top spot, and perhaps that's what's unsettling Floyd. Rather than celebrating Tank's success, Floyd seems to be creating obstacles, whether it's offering strategic advice to Frank Martin or involving himself in Lamont Roach's camp ahead of Tank's fight. To Tank, these actions don't feel random, they feel deliberate. He pointed out that if Floyd truly believed in him, he wouldn't be positioning other fighters to challenge him. But Tank isn't dwelling on it. He's fully focused on his career and confident he's on the right path. Tank believes that soon, the conversation will shift from Floyd's era to his own. He's made it clear that he's no longer seeking Floyd's approval. The key difference between them, as Tank sees it, is that Floyd is clinging to the past while he's looking toward the future. In Tank's mind, it won't be long before he's not just competing at the highest level, he'll be sitting at the very top, in the same position Floyd once held. But this time, it will be his own legacy, built entirely on his own terms, without Floyd's help.
Set you off that you was like, I gotta do that.
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me. He was going at me, and I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cause I feel like y'all got, I would say love and hate, but it's been like the last interview you showed them love. This week it was whatever. But is that sometimes like, is it just like big bro, little bro seeing things different, or what is it to you?
No, Floyd don't never. He feel as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Wait, like when Floyd was 29, you'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of this
deal. He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn. Wow.
And I'm just releasing it.
Exclusive. That's exclusive. Bigger than Floyd deal?
Yeah.
Tank, don't cap, nigga. That's a lot of bread.
You'll see. It's gonna come out.
On a recent podcast, Tank Davis made a bold statement, claiming he believes he's more talented than Floyd Mayweather. However, he quickly walked it back, careful not to directly compare himself to the boxing legend. Instead, he shifted the focus to the current generation of fighters, confidently asserting that no one on TV right now can match his skill level. Tank made it clear that his combination of power, fighting IQ, and overall ability sets him apart from everyone else in the sport today. While many draw comparisons between him and Floyd, Tank wants people to recognize that he's in a league of his own. By retracting his comment about being more talented than Floyd, Tank avoided outright disrespecting his former mentor. Still, his underlying message was clear: he sees himself as the most skilled fighter in boxing today, regardless of past legends. This confidence isn't new for Tank. He's always believed in his abilities, but now, with a string of dominant performances behind him, he feels his position is undeniable. While Floyd's legacy is firmly established, Tank is focused on building his own, proving that he doesn't just belong at the top, he is the top. As Tank prepares for his upcoming fight against Lamont Roach, he's ready to showcase his power and skill. While some critics have dismissed the matchup as a cherry-picked fight, the reality is far different. Roach is a champion in his own right, and this fight isn't just about Tank defending his status, it's about making a statement. The stakes feel even higher with rumors swirling that Floyd Mayweather has been training Roach, or at least offering him advice. Whether true or not, it adds an extra layer of intensity to the bout. Fans are viewing this fight as more than just another title defense. For Tank, it's an opportunity to prove that no strategy, game plan, or outside influence can derail him. He's already addressed the tension with Floyd and his feelings of betrayal, but words alone aren't enough. The fight is his chance to show the world who he is and why no one in boxing can touch him. Tank has made it clear that no opponent's tactics can break him, and no mentor's guidance can stop him from dominating. With all eyes on this matchup, fans expect Tank to deliver a statement performance. Whether Roach has extra help or not, Tank is determined to prove that nothing can stand in his way. This fight isn't just about defending a title, it's about silencing the doubters and cementing his status as untouchable in the boxing world. Tank is ready to show that he's not just competing at the highest level, he's redefining it.
I feel like my skill way better than like Floyd. Like I'm on my game. Well, probably had it. But skill for skill, none of these guys can match me. Nobody. Nobody on TV is fighting right now have more skill. Nobody. Like, talking about top to bottom, this fighters, this fighters.
So what I got to do is, I guess, embarrassing, like, because again, we see you make posts on the story like a fight that happened. Like, my biggest fear, I don't ever want to get embarrassed. What you mean?
It's like me not doing my job. I was supposed to bend a cap, you know, and I wasn't a cap, so it would be like, all right, okay. It pissed me off so bad that I was like, all right, I get what you're saying.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more exciting videos, make sure to hit the bell icon and stay updated. Subscribe to Boxing Hub now for all the latest in boxing.